Hello, everyone, and welcome into the show today. My name is Trent Osborne. I hope you are having a wonderful morning, afternoon, or night whenever you are listening to this. And today will be my first crack at football-related content on the podcast. I realized to myself I should probably stop talking about basketball, considering it's not basketball season anymore. And football season is literally right around the corner, albeit NFL or at the collegiate level. We're going to get started at the end of the month. So I thought, hey, it's my time to take a crack at this, give my opinions on what I think is going on, what I think is going to be happening at this season. And today, we are going to be talking about Phillip Rivers. In particular, my issue with Phillip Rivers. Now, my issue with Phillip Rivers is not from a statistical standpoint, because the guy has proven that he is one of the better quarterbacks, not only in the NFL today, but one of the better quarterbacks in NFL history. I mean, he's a 2-time All-Pro member, 8-time Pro Bowler, 6th on the all-time touchdowns list, and 8th on the all-time passing yards list. The guy has filled up the stat sheet like almost no one else over the last 15 years. And since 2006, the Chargers have finished below 500 only 3 times, 2006 being his first year as a starter in then San Diego. So the guy has proven he knows how to win football games, and he knows how to look good doing it. But my issue with him goes beyond stats. My issue with Phillip Rivers is that he is allegedly, according to some, a surefire Hall of Famer because of how good his statistics look, but he has no playoff success whatsoever. And some people will say that he's this woefully underhelped player. I saw a YouTube video in my preparation for this video literally titled, "The Chargers Are Wasting Phillip Rivers' Career." But my issue with that is that the Chargers have done more than enough to surround Phillip Rivers with the talent to win an AFC championship. He has had more than enough help throughout his entire career. His touchdown interception ratio in the playoffs is 14-10. 14 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. And he has had a plethora of great players throughout his career. He has played with guys like Antonio Gates, LaDainian Tomlinson, Vincent Jackson, Sean Merriman, Antonio Cromartie. He played with LT and Antonio Gates at the same exact time in both of their primes. How many quarterbacks can say that they played with a top 5 running back ever and a top 5 tight end ever on the same team in their primes at the exact same time? Nobody else can say something like that. A lot of people say that, oh, well, if Eli Manning's a surefire Hall of Famer, then so should Phillip Rivers be a surefire Hall of Famer. Because Eli Manning had these great teams, and that's why he went to the Super Bowl, right? That's the only reason Eli Manning won a Super Bowl. That's how these people make it sound out to be. And that's not fair to Eli Manning. Eli Manning deserves a lot of criticism, don't get me wrong. And is he a bit overrated in the eyes of the media and the fans? Maybe a tad. Maybe a little bit. But the reason why that guy has 2 Super Bowls and Phillip Rivers has none is because when it gets down to time, that the lights are on the brightest and all the eyes in the world are on you, Eli Manning elevates. He is one of the best leaders in the NFL, even if his body and his skill have deteriorated. There aren't many guys in the league to this day that I would trust in the clutch more than Eli Manning. When it gets to playoff time, Eli Manning is a completely different player. In the NBA, we hear about stuff like playoff Rondo. Playoff Eli Manning is a perfect comparison on the NFL side. Phillip Rivers, throughout his career, has woefully disappointed Chargers fans. He had a 14-win team and lost in his first playoff game. Maybe in 2007 with that team with Antonio Gates and LT, they go to the Super Bowl if Phillip Rivers doesn't get hurt? We don't know. But that doesn't excuse all the other times that Phillip Rivers has had more than enough help and fallen short and fallen flat in the biggest moments. I don't know if Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer or not. I think he could be. I think he could not be. I think there's good arguments for him being in or not being in. But if I am going to get on the side of these people that say that Phillip Rivers is this overly underappreciated talent in the eyes of NFL history, I need to see something in the playoffs this year. Especially this year. Because on paper, you could argue the Chargers are the best team in the NFL. You've got Phillip Rivers, who, if he doesn't take a dip in his play due to his age, he was looking great last season. And then around that, you add Joey Bosa, Derwin James, Melvin Gordon, Keenan Allen, Mike Pouncey, Hunter Henry, a promising young defensive lineman out of Notre Dame, and Jerry Tillery. How much does this guy need to win an AFC championship? That's the question that is going to be surrounding the Chargers this year. Because the only reason that I don't think the Chargers are favorites to come out of the AFC like Vegas does is because I don't trust Phillip Rivers to get it done. And if he wants to be spoken about in the same breath as his contemporaries from the 2004 draft and Eli Manning and Ben Roethlisberger, he needs to show me something this year in the postseason. Because if he finds somehow a way to win 9 games and not make the playoffs again this season, it is going to be a huge stain on his legacy. And it will add a lot of credibility to the argument that Phillip Rivers is just an NFL all-time stat stuffer. That will do it for the pod today. I would like to thank everyone again for listening, as always. I have a lot of exciting content coming out in the next few weeks. We're going to be going over my hometown Indianapolis Colts and my preview for this upcoming season, an NFL predictions video, including who I think is going to win the Super Bowl. And there are some very cool stuff with production that I've been learning here at Full Sail that I fully intend on implementing into my podcast and hopefully make the experience better for everyone. I can't thank you guys enough for the support, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for listening. I'll see you guys later.